Hello. This presentation is going to be on the SWOT analysis for my capstone company, Sony Corporation. Let's start with what is a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis basically explains or expounds on the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, here's my little awesome looking picture I found on the internet. But anyway, a SWOT analysis this SWOT analysis is going to talk about the global market issues with Sony. It's going to talk about their strengths, their weaknesses, or opportunities they have, and the threats of the market. Strengths. What I've gathered through research and also through personal opinion, the number one strength that Sony Corporation has is its leading in the gaming equipment, especially the next gen console. For instance, the PS5. I own one. In my opinion, it is the greatest, best performing console of the industry. They also have excellent gear as far as computers, TVs, handheld speakers, earphones, and etc. Sony has their hands in pretty much every part of the electronic world. They're lacking in some, but their gear is pretty awesome and it's durable, and it's definitely one of their strengths. It is also a fan favorite. Most people I talk to about these corporations and equipment and their go-to devices or consoles, they're always talking about Sony, which is a good thing. And it shows in their stock market statistics as well, because it is a moneymaker. The stock price for Sony has more than doubled in the past 2 years. February 27th, 2019, it was approximately $48. This year, on today's date, February 27th, it's approximately $106 which is more than doubled. It was higher than that before, but you know how the stock market goes. People buy in and they sell, and it causes the price to go down a little bit or this and that. But a lot of what I've seen, the increase in the stock price had to do with the release of new equipment, like the PlayStation 5, released November-ish of last year, which, I don't know, 20%, 30% increase in stock around that time. Next, let's talk about weaknesses. The number one weakness right now that Sony is facing is a shortage of products due to COVID-19. Most all of their products are made in factories, which, when COVID hit, it pretty much shut down a bunch of factories, and also now they also have to work on a certain COVID-19 safe plan where there aren't as many workers and they're unable to produce a lot of products. Like, for instance, again, the PlayStation 5 has been hard to come by. If you didn't pre-order it when they released or did the PlayStation reveal and stuff like that, and you're pretty much out of luck, because they're hard to come by. They fly off the shelves left and right. Some of their products can be overpriced this time, especially the speakers. I mean, good gracious. If you go and look at the speakers, their prices they're good, but a little overpriced. Their TVs they're decent, but if we go look at something like Samsung, look at the price versus the product. Some of their consoles can be a little expensive. PlayStation 5, which they've done a little better. The regular version is $400, and there's a which is doesn't have a disc tray. The disc tray version is $500. So I mean, it's not terrible, but it can be a little better. Compatibility. I'm supposed to say compatible, not comparable. I'll fix that. Some items are not compatible with other devices. For instance, like iPhone or Apple and all that stuff. You know, even other Android devices sometimes aren't compatible, or computers and stuff like that. The cell phone market for Sony is struggling big time. Like they're just getting blown out by Apple and Samsung, and it's just. I mean, they don't really stand a chance right now. Television market is also being dominated by Samsung, which makes it harder for Sony to. I mean, they have some good TVs and stuff like OLED, 8K and all that. But if you look at value and price, and I mean, Samsung is just. I have I only got two right now, but they're pretty much the best TVs I've owned. Opportunities. The Sony Corporation is their opportunities are continuing to grow. They've taken over the gaming world, obviously with the release of the new PS5. The greatest thing of all time. The stock market is rising every day. And with more investors means more money to expand, research, develop. So, they're on the verge of a breakthrough. I think they have the potential to outdo all the competitors. It's just finding the quality products and not overpricing them. They're constantly acquiring new developers and expanding locations worldwide. Having good developers is, the difference. Like we just between somebody in BlackBerry or Sony, Threats. Other businesses, Samsung, Microsoft, Apple, LG. These are just all businesses that are in competition together and, right now are pretty much dominating. It's also a rapidly growing market with new products and companies coming out, and everybody wants to be, above the rest with their highest graphic quality or better performance. So it's a rapidly growing market. Hackers try to steal new innovations and ideas from these companies all the time. There's something they constantly have to look out for. Spies, moles. Time is definitely not on their side right now due to COVID-19. There's definitely a shortage of time because employees can't work as long and there ain't as many. So it's a bad thing. And again, they created a shortage of consoles and stuff like that. The demand for newer and faster and better. This is the number one threat because everybody's so determined to make newer, faster, and better equipment that it's just keeping up with it, especially right now, is becoming a hassle. Here are my references. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It was supposed to be between 5 and 10 minutes.
You sitting up there.
Shut the hell up.